The American passport isn't what it used to be. More countries are now requiring Americans to obtain a visa before entry. Let's explore 10 destinations that once welcomed U.S. travelers with open arms, but have now changed the rules entirely. Number 10. Brazil. For years, Brazil was one of the easiest South American countries for Americans to visit. No visa, no problem. You could simply hop on a plane and head to Rio, the Amazon, or Carnival without thinking twice. But in 2024, Brazil said no more. They brought back visa requirements for U.S. citizens. Why? The official reason was reciprocity. If Americans make Brazilians apply for a visa, Brazil will do the same. But there's much more beneath the surface. Brazilian citizens have long complained about the unfairness of U.S. visa policies. While Americans treated Brazil like an easy vacation destination, Brazilians faced interviews, fees, and mountains of paperwork just to visit Disneyland or New York. Add growing complaints about tourists being disrespectful, ignoring local customs, littering, or acting like they own the place. And you begin to understand why Brazil pulled the plug. Now, if you want to visit Brazil, you'll need to apply in advance, provide detailed travel and financial information, and sometimes even undergo an interview. It's not impossible, but it's a clear message. Brazil wants respect and equal treatment. Number 9. Argentina. Moving further south to Argentina, this beautiful country, home to Tango, Patagonia, and Buenos Aires, has quietly transformed its visa policy for Americans. As of 2025, U.S. travelers must now apply for a visa before arrival. Again, the official reason is security, but behind the scenes, it's about politics and fairness. Argentina once embraced American tourists. The U.S. dollar went far, and thousands of digital nomads moved there, treating the country like a cheap paradise. But over time, locals started feeling exploited. Many Americans overstayed, avoided taxes, or treated Argentina like a discount getaway without contributing to the economy. Politicians took notice. First came a reciprocity fee, then new border checks, and now full visa requirements. Many locals feel this policy is long overdue. It's also a reaction to how difficult it is for Argentinians to visit the U.S. Why should Americans have it easy when their citizens face so many barriers? The result? American tourism is already dropping, hotel owners are worried, but for now, Argentina is standing firm. Number 8. Turkey. Turkey occupies a strategic position between Europe and the Middle East. For years, it was easy to visit. Just grab an e-visa or get one at the airport. But that changed in 2024 when Turkey tightened its visa rules specifically for Americans and other Western travelers. Now, Americans must apply in advance, wait longer for approval, and submit extensive paperwork, including proof of insurance and detailed travel plans. What's driving this change? Part of it is politics. Turkey's leadership wants to send a message. They're tired of being treated as second class by the West. U.S. policies often treat Turkish citizens harshly when applying for American visas, with high denial rates and difficult interviews creating tension. Turkey decided it was time to return the favor. While tourism is important to Turkey's economy, this move is more about showing strength. They want to remind the world, especially the U.S., that they're a powerful nation, not just a tourist destination. Number 7. Thailand. Thailand, once a haven for backpackers and digital nomads, is no longer visa-free. Before 2024, U.S. citizens could stay up to 30 days without a visa. Many would simply leave and return to reset the clock, a loophole that allowed people to live there for months or even years without paying taxes or following immigration laws. Thailand finally said, enough. A new immigration reform law now requires U.S. travelers to obtain a tourist visa in advance. You must show accommodation details, prove sufficient funds, and sometimes provide fingerprints or other biometric data. Thailand also created a task force to find and remove overstaying foreigners, many from Western countries. The real reason behind this change? Locals were getting frustrated. They witnessed certain tourists acting entitled, ignoring traditions, and exploiting the visa system. So Thailand made a change, and Americans are now feeling the impact. Number 6. South Africa. South Africa may not always be in the spotlight for U.S. travel, but this change is significant. As of 2025, Americans must now apply for a visa before entering South Africa, previously one of the few African countries welcoming U.S. tourists without prior authorization. The official reason is upgrading security and following international standards, but experts believe this responds to diplomatic tensions. South Africa and the U.S. have disagreed over trade, climate policy, and international relations. The visa-free policy was seen as goodwill. That goodwill has now evaporated. The visa process includes background checks, financial proof, and even biometric data. It's clear South Africa wants to control who enters and demonstrate they're not under anyone's influence. Number 5. Indonesia, Bali, Jakarta, Lombok. Indonesia has always been a favorite destination for Americans. Whether surfers, backpackers, or content creators, the country has hosted millions. But in 2024, everything changed. The government passed the Tourism Fairness Act, ending visa-free travel for Americans. Why? Officials grew tired of visitors overstaying, working illegally and ignoring local rules, with much blame falling on American tourists. Now, to visit Indonesia, you must apply at least a month in advance, show accommodation details, prove sufficient funds, and agree to a new ethics clause. That's right, what you post online could affect your visa approval. Local groups supported this change. They felt tourists were harming culture, inflating housing costs, and treating the country like a playground. The doors remain open, but only to those who follow the rules. Number 4. Morocco. Morocco has long been one of the most accessible African countries for American travelers. Its rich history, cuisine, and landscapes made it a must-visit destination. But in 2025, Morocco passed the National Sovereignty and Border Regulation Act, requiring U.S. citizens to obtain visas. One major reason? Security. Moroccan officials claim the U.S. doesn't share enough information about American travelers, especially those flagged for certain risks. So Morocco decided to take matters into their own hands. Another factor is social pressure. Young people in cities like Fez and Marrakesh grew tired of tourism driving up prices and disrupting local life. The government responded by tightening entry requirements. Americans now need to apply early, present detailed plans and sometimes explain their visit purpose. Number 3. Malaysia. Malaysia truly shocked many when it revoked visa-free entry for U.S. citizens in 2025. The reason? Officials cite respect and fairness. For years, Malaysians faced strict rules when visiting the United States. Many were turned away despite having valid visas. Nationalist leaders in Malaysia decided it was time to fight back. They introduced visa requirements including background checks, financial proof, and interviews for longer stays. Tourism from the U.S. has dropped, but Malaysian leaders say it's worthwhile. They believe standing up to unequal treatment is more important than short-term tourism revenue. Number 2. Kenya, one of Africa's most iconic destinations, no longer offers Americans visa-free entry. This change came in early 2025 as part of a wider African Union strategy. The concept, reciprocity. If African citizens face long waits and high rejection rates visiting Western countries, then Westerners should experience the same process visiting Africa. Kenya's foreign ministry stated bluntly, "We're done with unequal rules." Americans must now apply through an online visa system, submit travel plans, pass background checks, and agree to strict 30-day limits with no extensions. Break the rules, you're automatically banned. Number 1. The UAE, finally, the United Arab Emirates, home to Dubai and Abu Dhabi. In 2025, the UAE removed the US from its visa-free list. This was a massive move. Why would a country dependent on global tourism make it harder for Americans to visit? The answer: power. UAE leaders cite non-reciprocal visa policies and new security measures. They're tired of watching their citizens jump through hoops to enter America, while Americans stroll into Dubai like VIPs. Now, visiting requires advanced visa applications, a process that can take weeks. Tourists are frustrated, business travelers are angry, and diplomats are embarrassed. But the message is crystal clear. The UAE is no one's sidekick. The rules have changed. Travel smart, plan ahead, and remember, respect is a two-way street. Like, comment, and subscribe for more travel insights.